welcome to SpainISH. Today, we are going to be talking about our favorite foods as kids, treats and junk food. My favorites were chicken nuggets, frozen, of course, pizza rolls and pizza bites, which do you know pizza rolls and pizza bites? I'm sure those were in the movies.
They were. We had our versions of them, or we tried to make them. Yeah.
I would always have that macaroni and cheese and frozen pizza with my friends growing up, like in high school, later on in life, which is it has no nutrition whatsoever, any of those things. I guess it tasted good, so that's what I liked eating. What were some of your favorites besides the grandiosa pizza?
I would take your list and just flip it upside down and say that's my list. And I would also, as a kid, add cereal. Other than that, it's the same. We did exactly the same. And when I, in my late teens, discovered the mention of chicken nuggets, love them.
Good stuff. I wonder if you're Spanish and you're listening to this, please tell us if you even know, or if you knew what any of these things were as a kid.
I'm pretty sure
You think so?
They had, because I noticed. Okay, so I haven't been here that long. I wasn't here as a kid, but there's so many American brands that you see here that you don't see in Norway in terms of fast food. You have KFC. It's not a thing in Norway. Taco Bell. When it comes to products in supermarkets,
Popeye.
You see things in supermarket. There's no specific products on top of my head, but it made me realize that products probably traveled from the US down to Latin America, and then over to Spain. And I think that happened before a lot of things came to Norway, because we're less than 6 million people living there. Here, currently, it's 40 million. And it was probably a good amount 20, 30 years ago here as well.
Right. Either way, let us know what you ate as a kid if you're Spanish. Okay. Next, treats and junk food culture. Did you ask for junk food as a kid, Toni? I notice a lot of kids here, I'm listening to them on the streets here, and everybody's asking for like chuches and churros, and I don't remember ever asking my parents for stuff like that.
So in Norway, for Saturdays, we had something called lørdagsgodt, which translates to Saturday sweets. It would be gummy bears, it would be chocolates, like Think Snickers or equivalent. There would be all sorts of candy, but very, very, very often we had in our supermarkets the option of picking from different containers. One had gummy bears, one had chocolate balls, etc. You just mix it in a bag and you pay per kilo. And for me, that would be like the true Saturday sweet spirit, because instead of committing, you only had so much allowance. So in our case, you would get let's say you got 30, 50, 40 kroners back in the day. So you knew that, okay, this is the amount. What can I get for it? And if you buy, I don't know, a box of ice cream, I did it sometimes though. But if you bought that, well, that was the only thing you had. But if you did the sweets in the bag, then you could kind of mix a bit. But I do also remember when buying a box of say sandwich ice creams, had like a 5 or 6 pack, I felt like a king. I was like, oh my God, all these ice creams just for me? This is amazing. Play Super Nintendo. Oh my God, that's a great memory. So I did that several times. I would buy a 6-pack of sandwich ice creams, and then I borrowed my cousin's Super Nintendo, and he had Donkey Kong, and I was just staying at home. So mom, stepdad, they didn't see if I went to bed at 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night. And I would just play Donkey Kong, and oh God.
All of them? You ate all of them all at once?
Not within the same 30 minutes, no, but throughout the day and then the next day,
So Saturday was, everybody knew that the kids were going to get sweets on Saturday.
Yeah, because sweets were not during weekdays. That was a no-go.
None whatsoever.
If you went to a birthday, yes. But if there's no occasion, you didn't get it.
I like that idea. It's like something to look forward to on the weekend.
Mm-hmm. It is a reflection of society, I would say. Kind of control yourself, to limit yourself somewhat. That was reflected in entertainment. The entertainment you had as a kid in Norway, if we're talking streaming television, the state channel had a show at 6 o'clock. On weekdays, it lasted under half an hour, I think. But on Saturdays, it lasted longer. You sat down at 6 o'clock in the evening, you had your bag of candy or ice cream, and then you watched the show. So it's like, finally, I've done all my homework, I've done everything. Now it's my turn to just sit down and just feel the weekend start.
And you couldn't choose. We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have any streaming services. So you had to check the guide and see what was on to see if you wanted to watch it or not. There was something exciting about that, I think, that you couldn't just choose whatever you wanted to watch. You had to go off of what they were showing. There is something exciting about that. Or like that episodes only come out once a week instead of them putting out the entire season all at once. Building up a little bit of mystery or like keeping you wanting more, I guess.
Growing up, were there different channels with cartoons that you could watch? I will add shortly, like satellite TV did show up and we did get other channels. So that kind of like went out the window.
We had different channels, yeah. We had like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney, Nickelodeon. Yeah, like all of that stuff. I think, yeah, they were all included in like the standard TV package. I mean, that's not what this episode. We could do a whole thing on like TV and interview.
Okay, well, with those shows, did you eat any candy? Were there anything specific that you asked your parents to buy for you? There's a treat, junk food.
Well, we had a lot of holidays that revolved around candy. So Easter was huge for candy, Halloween candy. Like there was always some holiday that you would get candy. And
Norway as well.
That was the main excitement about the holiday, was that you would get a bunch of candy. I don't know. The candy was not that great, to be honest, but I remember liking Tootsie Rolls. You don't know what a Tootsie Roll is?
I heard it so many times, but I kind of forgot what it was.
It's like a little brown turd.
It is. What does a Tootsie Roll taste?
I was just thinking about that before you said it. I don't even know. It's like kind of chocolate, but it's not chocolate because it doesn't melt in your mouth. So I don't know exactly.
So it could be perceived as a toffee, but it's not a toffee.
Yeah, it's kind of like caramel.
If I look at some of the other tastes from Tootsie Rolls,
there's like fruity flavors too. I liked those when they came out.
Those were common in Norway, not under the brand Tootsie Roll, but something from Fox. They would have like a lemon version. That was a good one.
Tootsie Rolls were the thing that nobody wanted. That was the Halloween candy that everyone just threw out, basically. But I liked them.
More for you then.
Yeah, I didn't really like candy bars and all that, but I do remember like a big part of my childhood was eating ice cream every night. We would buy like a huge, I don't know if it was like 3 gallons, 5 gallons, but it was like bigger than my body, the size of ice cream. And I would eat like a huge heaping bowl of ice cream every night for dessert before going to bed. Every night.
Oh, sorry. Are we talking holidays now or?
No. Like we would always have dessert, not just on Saturdays. I was active. I played sports. Like I would go to like sporting events every day.
It is insane what you're saying right now.
It was like a bowl, like probably at least 5 or 6 scoops of ice cream. Huge, too much ice cream.
Like we would treat ourselves with ice cream quite a bit in Norway, but not to that amount. Like that, wow, what a culture shock for me.
I remember that several years of my life, just eating a lot of ice cream every night.
Do you still do it?
I was skinny. No. But I was, like I said, I was active. I was always playing sports, playing outside. So I was skinny.
Yes, that is a really good point, actually. Like if a kid is skinny, growing, burning through a lot of calories, very often
a bowl of ice cream won't catch me.
Yeah.
I mean, we were constantly running around outside. So a few other really good memories was like every time we went to the movies, the cinema, my mom would always take us and she never let us buy the stuff there, like popcorn, candy, nothing. But we would always go to the drugstore, like the pharmacy. They sell candy there. And we would each get to pick like 1 or 2 candies and bring the candy in, which at that time, I don't know about now, but it's not allowed. Like you are not supposed to bring. We would always sneak in candy.
In Norway, it was allowed to bring in to the movies, the cinemas where we
went.
went. And to be fair, like the one specifically close to my town, it was pretty old fashioned. They didn't have too many things to. Could you buy anything there? Now I'm actually not sure. I think for a period you could maybe buy something there, but other than that, you just went to another store. Here in Spain, sometimes I buy at the cinema, but several times I've just gone down to the supermarket and said, like, screw this, I'm just going to buy something here instead.
And so you just bring it, like you just have it in your hand when you go in?
I usually try to put it in a pocket or something. I don't want to be like, have you seen the movie, Scary Movie that came out in 2001, 2002? And then you have the girl who brings in like this whole dinner tray and she has like chicken wings and popcorn and everything.
I never actually watched Scary Movie, but I know what you're talking about.
You need to. They're coming up with the 6th movie now, actually. Sorry, I keep derailing the whole topic here.
No, that's good. In the US, we actually have cinemas where you eat, like you can order a dinner. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, but never experienced it. What does it entail? Is it a menu and a waiter comes with food to you?
Yeah. Which is extremely like disruptive. It's like putting two concepts together that should absolutely not go together.
I guess you can't whoosh like too much at that cinema.
Because people are just eating their steak or whatever.
Cutlery as well, like a knife and fork.
Very disruptive. I would not recommend it. I don't know if they have them here. And then another big thing, a memory that I have is going to like baseball games, mostly baseball games or like basketball games, and the food there is outrageously expensive. So we would always let you bring a cooler thing of food. We would always have food, drinks. So yeah, my family was just very cheap. I think part of the experience of those things is going and like participate, like spending money, and we just didn't do that.
To be fair, like expenses do add up. And the prices okay, I've never been to a baseball game, but like if you went to a football match in Norway, expensive. If you went to the movie theater in Norway, it was expensive to buy there as well. You have kids, like that adds up so quickly. And you want to show your kids as well, I assume, like, hey, you don't always need to take the expensive main route. You can do this instead.
That's true. I mean, it taught me to be frugal, like to be wanting to just spend money all the time. So I turned out okay. But as a kid, it's like you just want to like scream because there's all these kids that have like all the things at this baseball game. Like they're buying whatever, the hot dog, the big drink. I don't know. It's just like you feel like it's the end of the world at the time. So
I've been through that a lot as a kid. Look at the neighbor, the same kid who has the latest action figure or the latest PlayStation game, and you're just there counting pennies and counting down days until Christmas, hoping that you get something.
Yeah, not fun.